and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be my spring reading plans. So this video is going to cover my March, April, and May reading plans. I'm going to go through all of the new releases first, and then I only have like one new re-release slash like new edition that I am excited about or that I want to own. And then I'm going to go through just my other general reading plans, and then I will finish the video off with my TBR jar picks. I did make a Goodreads list for March, April, and May releases, so I will link that list down below. I'm going to get into the new releases first in order of release date. So we're going to start with March. The first one is If You Hate Me by Helena Hunting. This is a new adult hockey romance, I do believe. I actually already pre-ordered a physical copy of this because I'm very excited. It is one of my most anticipated books of the year, and it just seems very much up my alley. I do believe it's a hate to love, and I think they start hooking up even though they hate each other. Then we have Heartbreaker Handoff by Lex Martin. This is the 5th book in the Varsity Dad series. This is another new adult college romance. Heartbreaker Handoff is an angsty friends to lovers forbidden romance featuring a sassy cheerleader who's about to be a single mom and a criminally charming football player determined to prove he's the man for her. I read the first book in this series and I think I gave it 3 stars, and I never really continued. I think I tried to read the second book and I didn't like it. I'm just gonna jump to this one and see if I enjoy this one. It does sound way more up my alley and something I would really enjoy, so I'm definitely looking forward to this new release. And then we have Swift and Saddled by Layla Sage. This is the 2nd book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. This, I believe, is also kind of hate to love or opposites attract. I believe she's a city girl and an interior designer, and I think she starts working for the male character. And I think it's also Black Cat, Golden Retriever energy, I don't know. I really enjoyed the first book, so I'm looking forward to this one. Now we're into April releases. So we have The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. This, I think, is an adult romance, and all I know about it is, I think, second chance romance. I believe it's 2 college sweethearts who meet again years later and fall back in love, I think. I don't know too much about this book, but I really enjoyed Practice Makes Perfect, so I wanted to read Sarah's new book. Then we have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This I honestly don't know anything about, but I have read a majority of Abby's books and have really enjoyed them. I have yet to read Yours Truly, but I am excited about this one. The cover is very, very, very pretty. I am obsessed with it. I love all the different colors. The next one is Old Flames and New Fortunes by Sarah Hogel. First of all, I'm obsessed with the cover. It is so pretty. I love the very like nature-y vibes that it's giving off and spring vibes. It just says a steamy second chance romance about a magical florist's unexpected reunion with her high school sweetheart as she fake dates his soon-to-be stepbrother. Sounds a little messy, but I'm intrigued by the magical aspect. I'm really into romances with like magical realism. Obviously credit to Ashley Poston for bringing that out in me, but yeah, I'm hoping this kind of gives similar vibes with that. Then we have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This is, of course, another adult romance. I believe this is Single Dad, and I think it is brother's best friend. Elsie Silver is kind of hit or miss for me, but I am looking forward to giving this one a try. Then we have a new Mia Sheridan, Falling for Gage. All I know about this is that it takes place in a small town. That's all I know, and I kind of like going into Mia Sheridan's books not knowing very much because I feel like it makes it more impactful, if that makes sense. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of heartbreaking aspect to this book, and I'm excited to read it. And then the last new release that I'm anticipating for the spring is Savor It by Tara DeWitt. I believe this is also another small town romance, and I think the male character has to take care of his niece. I believe he teams up with our female character to win some sort of competition. I've just been hearing amazing things about this, so I am very curious. And then the only re-release slash new edition that I'm excited about is Breakaway by Grace Riley. This is the second book in the Beyond the Play series. I haven't read any of the other books in the series, but this is now being published with Avon Books. So the Avon edition will be out April 9th. I think you can still get the self-published paperback, and I know that the ebook is available to purchase already. So I'm just waiting for the Avon edition. I don't think there's any new re-releases or new editions that I'm excited about. I know that the other books in the Boys of Tommen series are coming out, I think, but I still haven't read Saving Six, so I'm gonna wait to read that before I'm excited about the other books in the series, because I don't know if I want to continue the series. And I just feel like it's so difficult to keep up with all of the re-releases. I'm trying my best to keep track of all of them, but honestly, there are so many out there that it's hard to keep track, and I don't know what's already out, what isn't out, and what you can still purchase. It's very confusing, but let me know if there are any other re-releases that are coming out in the spring. Now onto all the other reading plans that I have for the spring. I would love to read Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I would like to read this before her new book comes out, so I want to be like caught up with her books. I've heard amazing things about Yours Truly, and all I know about it is that it follows doctors, I'm pretty sure. And the female character is the character who was the best friend in her other book, Part of Your World. I wanted to mention that it may not seem like I have a lot of reading plans for the next 3 months, but I am planning some secret reading vlogs, and they're going to be very specific, and I don't want to spoil the vlog. So I kind of want to keep those a secret, but also for the fact that maybe I won't have time to get to them. It kind of just depends. I also want to be in the right mood to film those vlogs, so I don't want to get your hopes up just in case I don't end up doing them. But I do have some very secret reading plans that I'm excited about. I have kind of planned to do 2 reading vlogs a month, where they're like a very specific reading vlog or reading challenge. I'll say one that I'm probably for sure gonna do, and that's gonna be reading the highest and lowest rated book on my physical TBR. So obviously I don't really know what those books will be. I have an idea of what I think the books will be, but I'm not gonna find out until I film that video, so I can't show those books because I don't know what they are, and I don't want to spoil it for myself nor you. So that will hopefully be coming in March or April. I'll mention another vlog that I'm gonna do when I talk about my reading plans. But anyways, I'm planning on reading Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I've heard amazing things about this. Everybody is obsessed with it. It is a YA fantasy. I also really want to read Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. This is also a book I've heard really good things about. I have read the 3 books in her Dirty Air series, and then I read the fine print. I didn't really like the fine print, but I want to give Lauren Asher another try, so I want to read her newest release, and hopefully I will enjoy it. I will say this is quite big for a contemporary romance, but I'm excited. I have a couple books I want to reread because I have been in a little bit of a rereading moment. I'm obviously going to talk about it in my January and February wrap up, but I have reread I think 5 books since January, which is pretty good. I've just been in the mood to reread some old favorites, and I thought I would kind of continue that into definitely March, because I want to read these in March. So the first reread I'm going to have is Bittersweet by Serena Bowen. This is the first book in the True North series. I read this when it came out, which was, oh my gosh, 2016. It has been a very long time since I have read this, so I would love to reread it. I think I've talked about rereading this a couple of times, so I would like to finally sit down and reread it because I remember really enjoying it, and I just want to see if I feel the same way about it now. I've decided I'm going to reread the Monster in His Eyes trilogy by J.M. Darhauer. This is probably my favorite trilogy ever. I love it so much, and I think it's been 2 years since I have reread it. I reread it not too long ago. I think it was back in 2021, I think. So I really want to reread it, and I want to annotate it and I want to vlog it. I realize I don't really vlog when I'm reading favorite books, whether that is a new favorite book or an old favorite book. I don't feel like I vlog me reading something I absolutely love. So I feel like it is time for me to reread this series, annotate it, and vlog the entire thing. Obviously, I'm going to try not to spoil things, and we'll see how that vlog goes. I also wish desperately that this series got new covers because I hate this first cover. I hate it. This is not Ignacio. This is not Naz. That is not him. But yeah, I'm excited to reread this and annotate it and vlog the entire thing. I think it's gonna be really fun, and I'm just very excited about it. I still have a couple more reading plans that I quickly want to discuss. I'm pretty sure it was my TBR bookshelf tour where I mentioned a stack of books that was on the top of my like smaller bookshelf, and I had mentioned that those were the books I was currently in the middle of reading. I think it was in that video, or it was in my reorganization video where I cleaned my bookshelves. I'll link them both down below, but I mentioned a stack of books that I was currently reading, and I'm filming this on Saturday, February 24th, and I still have not read these. So they are unfortunately coming into the spring with me. I am hoping to read one before the end of February, but we'll see. I have Tame the Heart by Ava Hunter. I'm currently 100 pages in, and I'm actually enjoying it more now. I just wasn't super into it at the beginning. I think I was reading the Chestnut Springs series, and I wanted something similar to that, and this isn't really similar. It just obviously follows cowboys and a ranch, but it didn't give me the same vibe. I want to finish it because I'm obviously 100 pages in, so I just need to keep reading. And then I have Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. This one I read a little bit more of already, and I'm 138 pages in. I'm not really vibing with the writing style, but I kind of just want to push through and finish it because it's not a very long book, and I know I should just DNF books that I'm not enjoying, but part of reading for me is the satisfaction of finishing a book, even if I don't like it. So I want to finish it. Same with When Gracie Met the Grump by Mariana Zapata. I have read a little bit more of this. I'm currently 214 pages in. I'm like in the middle of a random page because I just couldn't focus, and I was like, I'm just gonna stop here. I love Mariana Zapata's books. I love how slow burn they are, but this one, because it's so different from her other books, it follows like superheroes. I just feel like the slow burn aspect isn't working for the story, if that makes sense. So it's taking me a long time to finish this. I need to just also push through on this one because I want to finish it. I know I should DNF it, but I can't. Like, it is so hard for me to DNF things. I just find it almost impossible to do that. I'm just not at that point to be able to DNF things. I want to say, oh, I finished that book and I didn't like it. Even though obviously I could spend more of my time reading books that I absolutely love, but I am in a weird reading funk anyways, so like I can't really find good books that I love. So I might as well just still keep reading mediocre ones. I need to finish Funny Feelings. I need to read this. I've been reading this since like the fall, so I need to get on it. I am currently 82 pages in. I don't think I've read any more than the last time I've talked about this book, but I need to push through on this one as well. And then, of course, we have our lovely Covet by Tracy Wolff. I think I started this in a vlog that I did last year. I don't remember what vlog it was, but I'll link it down below. I think I was reading it for like 2 or 3 vlogs. And obviously I've not continued. I am still on page 120. Even though I just said that it's really hard for me to DNF a book, it just makes sense in my brain for me to like read a little bit more to see if I want to DNF it or not. But like, knowing me, I think I would just push through this anyways. But it is quite massive, and I feel like, is it really worth it? I've been talking for way too long, but I'm almost done. I am just going to go through my TBR jar picks really quick. So if you don't know, the last video that I posted was a video called TBR jar challenge. And essentially I am doing a TBR jar challenge for the entire year. I'm starting the challenge in March. I didn't start it in January or February because there was just a lot going on and I wanted to see how I thought my year would go. And I've decided in March I'm going to start this challenge. Each month I'm going to pick one book from my physical TBR from a little jar, and I'm going to read that book for an entire month. The goal is not to rush the book, it's just to kind of take it easy, read a chapter or 2, every day and just take my time with it and read it before the end of the month. I just wanted a challenge. I wanted something that would push me to read some more backlist titles that I have on my physical TBR that have been on my TBR for years. If you don't want to be spoiled on my March, April, and May picks, please go watch that video first because I'm about to show you what was picked, because I did pick the first 3 months in that video. So I will link that video down below, of course. But for March, I picked Acts of Desperation by Megan Nolan. This is a literary fiction. I have heard really good things about this and I'm excited to dive in. So I will be reading this in March. My April pick was Bitter Heat by Mia Knight. This is, I think, a dark romance or something like that. This was given to me by Kira, I think. Yes, she's a lovely subscriber who gifted this to me a couple years ago, and I'm finally going to read it in April. And then my May pick is Run Away With Me by Mila Gray. This is another romance. I think this is just new adult, but I think it might also be YA. I'm not exactly sure, but I am excited to read this in May. I'm very excited about all of the books that I hopefully am going to read in the spring. And like I said, I have a couple of exciting reading vlogs planned that hopefully I will get to. But let me know what new releases you're excited about for March, April, and May, and all your other reading plans. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!